What is happening? Time for some more work on the Marquis. Got a pile of parts. That's just half of them. Rest of the stuff's all over there. She's getting a whole new front end. Upper and lower control arm bushings, tie rod ends, aside from the ones I replaced last year. Pitman arm I did last year too, so I'm not doing that. Doing an idler arm and just getting a new steering box. Still got the OE 33-year-old 267,000 mile steering box. So I figured if I'm doing the whole front end, might as well do that. Do it once, be done with it. I can go get a front end alignment and only have to do that once. So that's the plan. A lot of work. It's going to be a real pain in the ass. I already got one side done. I'm kind of shooting this out of sequence, as you'll see as we go. So got that new idler right there. New inner tie rod. And the outer tie rod was done last year, and the right lower ball joint has also been replaced last year. These end links are new. That ball joint's new. Control arm bushings are new. We got this far. We're gonna save the brakes for last, so they're not open to the atmosphere for any length of time. That's what we got. All right. There's the original OEM ignition coil from 1986. Still perfect spark. A few of these push pins up in the inside row. And those were the wrong size. I get some smaller ones. Right. Bad. Stale. Don't put that in your vehicle. It won't get very far. Don't forget to brush your tooth. There's all the components cleaned up in the order in which they go. Got this all cleaned up, blew the hole out. Cleaned all the grease out of here, so it's ready. I got a new piston for this thing. Although this caliper's been working fine, so I like to practice, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? So I think I might leave it alone, but I do have a new hose, which is why, and I have new ones of these, which is why I have this hooked like this. You don't ever want to do that because see what it's doing to the, it's destroying the rubber right there. But I got new rubbers, got new hose. I put this hose on in 2005, so, and it's 2019. I remember I did these when I did the ball joints last. So it was June of 2005. It was my week vacation from trash industry, and I spent the entire week doing this front end in the dirt section in there. Let me tell you, I was not a happy camper that week. Stress city, no time to relax. Come a long way since then. I never thought I'd see the day I'd have one of these in here, so believe me, I'm grateful. Been a lot of work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get here. But anyways, right, so that's what we're putting in. 6066R. Got a little blowout there. This box was in another box, so I'm not too worried about it. It's acting good. Yeah, it came with races, which is good. I didn't have to pound new races in. Used to have to do that back in the day, if I remember right. Kind of forget now. I don't remember them coming with races, or maybe I just decided to put all new stuff in when they came. I don't know, but it seems like a pleasant surprise there. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get all this greased up. Oh, Forgot one component to this list here. There's this dust seal goes back here behind the big bearing, and that sits right here. Sits in, actually, the lip goes over this little guy right here. That's what keeps all your dirt and stuff. And I feel a burr right there. It feels like I got whacked by something. I'm gonna file that. It's the OE tire iron and wheel cover with a big blob of grease in it. Just wanted to show this. Some point in this car's life may or not have been when I owned it, but you can see that discoloration there where the bearing spun. That's a bad deal whenever that happened. I don't recall ever having bearing problems on this one because I'm pretty good with the maintenance. Learned the hard way when I was younger. Keep these things greased. Keep them tight, not over tightened, but tight, and use the best grease you can. So I haven't had any problems with this, and 200,000 miles we put on the car in 17 years, just about 17 years. And I think we're just shy of 200K that we've put on it because we bought the car with 68K on it. Been a good car, this thing. So these are the days before hub bearings. We never heard of such a thing. These things are pretty reliable. If you took care of them, they take care of you. You could run a set of bearings. You know, if I had kept them greased the way you're supposed to. I've replaced a lot of bearings on this that I never even had to replace, but keep them greased like you're supposed to. You can run them 200,000 miles, you know, without a problem. You're supposed to do them every 50, but with today's greases, you can stretch that pretty long. I've gone 80. I think 80 is about the longest I've gone. There's not a single mark on any bearing. I run these pretty tight too, tighter than you should, because I don't like having play in there. You can see some markings on the bearings, but they're not discolored. No signs of getting hot. These are pretty new too. I don't think I have, 30,000 miles on them, if that. SKF bearing, the best you can get. 12749. I can't read the rest. That might be the number, 12749. This one got marked up. Can't really see it. I see Mexico. Keep forgetting I'm trying to shoot a video here. Forgot to turn the camera on. Got this thing soaked in acetone. Reusing the seals, because like I said, the seals and the bearings are fairly new. They feel pretty good. If they're not, I'll find out pretty quick. First rainstorm, you'll know. It's usually when your bearings will fail. You hit your brakes and they go to the floor. You go, whoa, what was that? Then you start hearing the noise when you take corners, going around a turn, clunk, clunk. Then you hit the brakes and they go right to the floor. You hit them again, they go to the floor again. And you start to panic, and you hit them again, they kind of start to do something. You gotta hit them real quick about 4 times, and then you get brakes. Then you get out and look, and your wheels cock to the side. That's a bad day. That means it's bearing time. 2 different size lug nuts, gotta love it. That was thanks to my previous video, the security lug nuts. Just got driven in the rain the last time. You can tell by all the crud everywhere and the surface rust. No road salt for this one. These rotors were put on in 05, if I remember right. 05, maybe 07. Yeah, this side drags pretty good. We're gonna have to fix that. That pad's pretty thin, as you'll see. Got new ones of these. So these will be going in the spare parts bin. We'll have to spray this down after with acetone. It's saturated with shipping oil. You can smell it. It smells good. It smells like a machine shop. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, I get my grease. Yep, using the good stuff. Water resistant. In case water does get in there, have a fighting chance. Being that we live in New England, this is probably the best grease to use. Yeah, I'm never shy with this stuff. I don't want to be doing this again. I load them up. Man, this bench was packed. Packing bearings. Never thought I'd see the day that this would be a thing of the past. It's just something you always did. I got grease all over the camera. Oh man, I'm telling you. She's looking good. What a disaster. clean some of my fingers off here. Got the old kit. Chris from the 090 to 009 channel. Or did I get that backwards again? I always get that backwards. Anyways, I'll put a link to his channel in the comments below. But we're going to use this. That'll fit right on there, nice. Got you attached to the ball joint press. Yep. Oh man, this thing's all grease again. I mean, dirt. I got to do some sweeping in here, man. This place got destroyed. I need a striking device. I don't have one nearby, so maybe this will do. Here it is. That's awesome. All I needed. And the amount of time it would have taken me to get up and get a hammer, I got it done. Sorry, I'm jumping around here, but trying to. So I'm shooting this video backwards. I'm starting with this and ending with the. Well, the video is going to start with the other side, but in reality, I'm starting with finishing up the passenger side. In the interest of time, as you can see, we got all kinds of crap going on here. I'll get rid of that one. There were 2 pieces of equipment right there that are gone, thankfully. Yeah, you never put too much grease in here. Yeah, no coated rotors for this one, unfortunately. They just don't make them. This is never going to see road salt, so it doesn't really matter. Although it would have been nice. Would have made the car look a little nicer. Not that you can see them on these, but it would have looked nicer to me whenever I service it. Makes you feel better. Seeing nice painted stuff that isn't all surface rust. I almost didn't buy rotors for this because I thought I just bought them. I went and looked at my records. Yeah, I just bought them in 2006. Didn't seem like it's been that long. Then I measured them. Yep, they were that close to being out of spec. So I figured, what the heck. New pads, new rotors. Saved me a trip to the garage for turning and the expense. Click. That's what I like to hear. The camera's all greased up nice. Oh, I'm losing money having this thing on my lift. It's funny how that works. Figured I'd tackle this because I was getting kind of slow. The minute I get this thing taken apart to where it can't be moved, everybody calls at the same time. I got lawn tractors to pick up. They're trying to do leaf cleanups and can't because they're not running. I got snow blowers coming in left and right. I'm not complaining, but well, I guess I kind of am. It'd be nice to get this done when I was slow. It's not how things go around here. Littleberry. I got Smurf fingers. Oh man, I know I got it on my face somewhere, or I will eventually. This is worse than Annie sees. It's all over the camera. I wish you guys could see the camera right now. The thing is greased. Give her a little shove. Let the air out. Pack her back in. Alrighty, where's my washer? Wipe some of the grease off my fingers on this. Forget to put the little tooth in the hole. That way it don't spin. Got plenty of grease. Now, time for the newt. And we'll see where the cotter pin goes. It's be covered. I can't touch anything. I need to get a socket. Man, you guys are dirty. 1 1/8 inch socket. Looks pretty tight. Okay, what's rolling back here? What the hell is going on? I think that's the dust shield. I think these new rotors are maybe slightly different because I had that thing bottomed out. I can't get it any closer. Either that or I bought a Chinese dust shield. I don't want it so tight that you feel bearing. You turn it slow, you feel click, 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 click. I'm not feeling it right now. I got it pretty snug too. Real snug. Oh, look at that. Great thing about this is you can turn it to wherever little pieces line up. Pretty ingenious invention. Back when automakers were creative and inventive. Took time to make things work correctly. That worked. Yeah, I'm reusing the Caliper because I'm cheap. Actually, it's not because of that. It's because I don't have the correct size. Better to have a bigger one that's a little used. That's what I think anyways. There's a cap. I like to put a little bit around the cap. You know, it makes a mess, but anything to keep the water out. The drier your bearings, the longer they last. That is a fact. Because it's not just water that gets in there, it's sand, grit, all kinds of good stuff. Good for the auto parts store. Not good for you. Good for me as a mechanic. Be fixing it. Oh, nobody drives these cars anymore. What am I talking about? I'm the only one. One of a dying breed. I'm good with that. This has been a good car. This has outlasted 4 modern cars. Okay, where's my hammer? Yeah, we were looking for that before and I couldn't find it. Bet it's over with the snowblower. Batteries suck in these GoPros. Nothing I need. Beauteous. Yeah, I like to do. People think I'm crazy for doing this, but I save old grease like this, put it in this thing. I have a whole thing of used grease, and I use that for, you know, like snow blowers or something that's exposed to the outside. It doesn't matter if it's gonna get dirt in it anyways, you know. And I use it there because it saves me money. Saving the world, man. Yeah, to each his own, you know. I'm not gonna make fun of anybody. As you don't affect my pursuit of happiness, then you can do whatever you want. I ain't gonna mind. I'm sure 90% of the population feels the same way. I don't like that. That kind of sucks. But that's exactly what that is. Well, it'll wear itself down. It's my own vehicle, I ain't worried about it. If it was a customer's vehicle, I'd be pissed because I'd have to run to the auto parts store, get another dust seal, take all this apart again, clean everything. What a nightmare. All right, losing motivation pretty rapidly. Pretty close to the end there. Getting there. Little diagonal too, slightly. We got our money's worth out of these. About 60,000 miles on them. But this side's been hanging up for the last 3 years, intermittently. We're gonna go ahead. I already rebuilt this side, and that didn't fix the problem. Oh, look at that. Got some type of flying insect inside the caliper. That was interesting. Oh, he's crunchy too. Yummy. I'm gonna put a metal piston that's got the phenolic plastic piston in there. We're gonna throw that right in the garbage. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna keep it because I keep everything on this car. You never know when that day might come that they stop making parts for these things. You never know. Another 15 years, these things are gonna be relics. They already are relics. I just like to think ahead. I want to keep this thing until I'm in the ground, if at all possible, because they certainly do not make them this good anymore. You remember that little scar from one of my videos where I was taking those security lug nuts off? Big Nasty bit it. That's all right. She's going in the scrap heap. So it worked out well. Guess we'll keep her here until we get this fender well out of here. I was just getting ready to start disconnecting stuff on the wheel well on the driver's side, and I completely forgot about the passenger side. It's a little ground wire on the coil here. Don't know if that would have created a no start or not. It could very well have. This might be the only path to ground, possibly through this coil. So it's always good to finish what you started first, I've found. But yet I never do it. That's that. Okay, well, on the driver's side, looks like a lot lot of these are already pulled out. Gonna have to get that cruise control servo out of there. I'm gonna have to disconnect the vacuum line here. So we got a couple clips on the harness here. What else is it attached? Oh, got 2 plugs attached here. This one's no longer attached. I'll have to disconnect this one way or the other. I think I'll go for the 2 bolts here instead of the 3 on the mounting bracket. We'll lay that out of the way. Another shout out to Eric O for recommending this tool. This thing's awesome. It's adjustable. Press that little fella. Look at that. Infinitely adjustable, or within a little 120-degree arc, I'd say. Good enough for what I'm doing. Makes life a lot easier, especially with these fasteners. Boom, that's it. Just like that. No busting the fingertips. Goes the geese. They got the right idea. They're out of here. See ya, fellas. Yeah, if I was smart, I'd be following them. Can't say I've ever had this off before. And this all still works too. I've never had to do anything to this cruise control system. It just works. Always has. Probably, hopefully always will. I'm sure there's a rubber diaphragm in there. It's got to be pretty old, you know? Well, it's 33 years for whatever reason. Probably because manufacturer believed in quality in those days. Put in something that's going to make it past the warranty period. Way past the warranty period. There, right there. Don't want any surprises when I start pulling on this thing. And we just got that guy. That guy. There's a couple more fasteners up here. You can see one of the speed nuts right there. There's another one on the other side. There's a third one, I believe, right there, facing sideways. So I'm gonna go yank those out of there and keep on motoring. And this turned into a cluster. I didn't realize I had to remove this. I already pulled out the bolts, as you can see. And I got some aftermarket stuff here. What else? These are all for HID headlights that we have. Where does that connect to? Ah, you little bastard. See, aftermarket stuff always makes your life miserable. Wow, green crusties. They still worked. This must be the sensor. Low washer fluid sensor. Trips the light. And it's low. I guess in this case, that's a good thing. Red to red and blue to black. Doesn't look like I can mix those up. I can tell it's winter, can't you? Lungs are all full. We got one disconnected. I can't see it going yet. Oh. There's the other one. That should come right out of there. You bastard. That wasn't supposed to happen. What is the issue? Some fancy connector I've never seen before. Got a ground wire tangled up in here. Holy crap, I've never had these off in the 17 years I've owned the car, so there she is. Yeah, that one's got good connections. The other one, washer fluid pump's green and crusty. So put this up here. What a friggin' mess. Whew. Okay, now I can reach the bolts. I already snapped one off on the underside. The one bolt that I used an air tool on. Snap. Should have known. Usually that doesn't happen on this car because we don't drive it in the winter. But we did drive it 3 months of the first winter we owned it. I think that's the only salt this car has ever seen because it came from Florida. Boy, I got a nice sunset out there. Might have to go take some pictures of that in a minute. crap. SAE. Gotta go get my American stuff. You guys don't need to see this anyway. It's just a mud flat. Yeah, get that off. All the goodies. We snapped another one off in there. Batting 1,000 on this side. I don't think I've ever snapped a bolt off in this car in the 17 years I've owned it. Well, it is what it is. I'll have to drill that out later. All right, we ready? Ready to get this thing out of here. Wonder what year I dropped that in there. A cardboard insert from washer fluid. It was probably my wife. There you go. That was a trick. Ah, boy. Let me tell you something. That was freaking stupid. Oh my lordy. Wow, this opens up a whole new world under here. Jeez. Brewster's got a lot of rust on her. Yeah, she's in good shape for being in New England for 17 years. The side seems to got the worst of the rust though. Just one winter did all that. See if we can find my, oh yeah, there's my broken speed nut. Stupid thing, look at that. Broke the thing right off. At least it was a speed nut. I probably got more of them laying around somewhere. I'll put that there so I remember. Body mounts are actually still good. Original OE power steering unit. And the leaky lines are 2 years old. So what does that tell you? Cruise control unit. Looks like a bee's nest. Oh no, that's somebody got sloppy on the assembly line and wiped the crap all over it. Up in Canada, where it was built. See a leaf in there. E-brake cable, factory original. That's a proportioner valve. Made of brass, thankfully. Let's see what kind of leaks we got here. That gasket's still doing pretty good. I think I about had enough for one day. That bushing's got to come out. Control arm's got to come off. This whole front end's coming out. And that steering box too. Kind of sucks it leaks. Stupid line. I just put that line in. 21st century crap quality for you. I think we'll just give it a flush. Get that new steering box in there. Pick this up tomorrow. About had enough for one day. That thing kicked my ass. Who's that? Who's that? What's he doing? All right, another day. Some more progress on this thing. It's a little chilly in here, but it's quiet without the face melter running, which is nice. I'm right on the borderline of being too cold. Sweet. And just like that, she's clean. This is where things get a little dangerous with coil springs. You get this thing loose. The only thing is holding about 500 pounds or more, probably 1,000 pounds of pressure because it's compressed pretty good, is that nut. Same with the bottom one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the spring do the work for me. We're going to run this nut down to the end, not right on the last thread, but right to the end, close enough to where it's not going to come blowing off and break my arm or something or cut my face open and kill me. But we'll get it down and we'll give it a couple whacks. It's gonna be a fight. Probably might be better off getting the pickle fork out and ramming it in there because, you know, this ball joint's getting replaced anyway, so it doesn't matter if we rip the crap out of the boot there. That might be the way we go here. For now, let me get the right socket. Get that loose. Yeah, these things, I'm telling you, pack a lot of energy. They will F you up, let me tell you. There's no question about that. I don't care how big and strong you are. You can be killed by a spring. We're gonna try not to demonstrate that today. See how far I can go. Right about there is about as far as I feel comfortable. It's gonna let go pretty violently. It's gonna bam. So you probably want to close that gap even more. The more I think about it. We just need, once it breaks that gap, you're all set. You know, now you can, that doesn't mean the tension's free, but once you get the tension free, you want to get something underneath here. We're gonna get to that. One thing at a time though. We're gonna deal with this top one here. So I don't have a pickle fork for big nasty, but for mini nasty, this is a little fella. It should be good enough. I'm gonna rattle it in there. We're gonna find out. These cars were built like trucks back in the day, so they're pretty tough. All right, this might work a little better. It's spinning my nut. Now I ain't getting that out of there until it friggin' pops. It's not a very good spot for you guys, but it's gonna be that way today. Good old big nasty. See how you like that? Careful. Oh, I can't even move this. That was a dumb idea. Why did I go there? Now what I might do, I pull this off. Oh, damn it. I'll whack it with big nasty on the very end. Alright, this whole filming thing just ain't working. There she goes. Little big nasty action. She gets the job done every time. Alright, so now we gotta do the bottom one here. Oh, I'm feeling too weak there. Almost broke a nail on that one. Ow. You little wheezing in your ear. I know that's what you came here for. On my winnings of the genetic lottery. I was just cutting wood earlier, preparing my runway out back for the paramotor. So got my lungs all irritated and swollen, and feels like I just smoked a pack of Pall Mall non-filters right now. So I'm sure I sound pretty good. There you go. Mangled that one. Can't save that one. Damn. Lower ball joint. Okay, want to be right about there. Okay, get big nasty going. Wow, actually, you know what? Do I want to do the same thing I did last time? We'll give her a couple of rattles with big nasty. I'm sure that won't do it right away, but then we'll hit it with the pickle fork. That could be dangerous. That 2005 is the last time that one was out. Oh, I'm gonna pull a muscle. Alright, where's the pickle fork? This thing, little nasty, just doesn't have the juice. Oh, what the hell? I mushroomed the end of it. Damn it. Yep. Big Nasty screwed her up good. Okay, that ought to do it. Let's see. What is the story here? I have to come over here, which means I gotta move you guys again. Yeah, it's gonna be a battle the whole way. Miracles never cease. Found her. She's got a little mushrooming going on. This one's been around, man. I've had this thing 26 years, maybe even longer. I think it's my dad's, actually. My grandfather's even. Oh man, just when I get moving. All right, I'll be back. That's that. Not bad for being 14 years old. 180,000. Built stuff good in them days, I tell you. Careful. I don't know how many pounds these springs are. Pretty heavy. I'm gonna go up in the lift here. The UPS man is here. Okay, so now this is the problem with Ford springs. There's a lip in there. Now it's hung up on there. I hate doing this because it usually comes flying out of there. Getting it back in is just as much fun. Ah, jeez, always. I gotta get my 3-foot pry bar here. Danger, danger. Come on, baby. Yeah, just like that. I gotta take the, we're taking the steering box out anyway, so I'm gonna have to unbolt it, drop her down. Yeah, we gotta take the pitman arm off anyway, so I might as well do that first. I'm just gonna make a little mark on it. There she is. A little rusty. Not bad for 33 years. Oh, watch out. Starting to look empty in here now. And I got new ones of these spring cushions. You know, this one ain't all that bad. That's pretty stiff. I bet you if I just give this a little squeeze, it's gonna bust in two. Let's see how flexy it is. Huh. Better than I thought it was. Yeah, it just comes apart pretty easy though. Yeah. 32 years being in there. These are the lower control arm bushings. Moog. One of the better brands out there. Special ordered part. This is all from Rock Auto. So you can see these have been kicking around a while. Still brand new, but looks to me like they've been on a shelf for a long, long time. And we get the new one. Don't forget the little nylon washer. Goes right on the end like that. And it's disappointing that it rusts like that, but it's a rusty part of my car. We gotta knock these bushings out. The only real good way to do that is to hammer them with Big Nasty or similar air impact device. What am I trying to say? Air chisel. You gotta knock this lip off. This is a Ford thing that I've never seen. I've never done control arm bushings on a Ford that I can remember. I probably have, I just probably forgot. But it's got a flared lip, so I'm gonna get a little nasty and a little hammer to kind of flatten that out. Spending 20 minutes looking for a tool that's sitting right next to you. Isn't that awesome? This thing will break your fingers. I can see what I'm doing here. Just trying to roll that over because it's flared. It's flared out all the way around, so it'll make life that much easier to get it out. Roll it flat. Too much crap sitting around here. Yeah, and the bushings, they press in towards the inside, so when you take them out, you want to kind of remember that, so you don't put them in backwards. Yeah, that was easy. Here it is. It's actually not in bad shape for being 33 years old. You know, it's a little dry rotted, but he's pretty well built. That's probably why these are so rusty. They probably sold 10 of them in the last 30 years, and I'm one of them. Okay, now remember which way they go. Well, let's get big nasty out of there. Nope, just kidding. This will work. Ah, crap. You know what I forgot to do? What I forgot to do. Should have put something in here. Almost there. This thing ain't quite big enough to keep that from happening. Crap. Wish I could remember what the hell I used freaking 2 weeks ago. That'll work. My hammer. Need some air, dummy. Air tools don't work without air. Come on. Ah, my shoulder is freaked up. Got something going on there. That's about that. Yeah, my shoulder's been hurting for weeks, months. One down. I had this press for quite a while. I bought this at Harbor Freight back before they were even in New England. I was living out in Phoenix. Now the guys in school, one of the instructors mentioned the place. The place is awesome, cheap tools. I couldn't afford a ball joint press back then. I couldn't afford a Sawzall either. Those were like, that was like rich man's tools back then. I bought a Sawzall and a press. Sawzall was $50. This was like 30 or 20. And it's been good. I bent it once already, kind of moved the ears out like this when I was doing universal joints on my 94 K1500. I didn't realize that you had to heat up that nylon. Yep, learned a valuable lesson that day. Freaking tweaked it right out. I ended up having to heat this up red hot, and I hit it about 9 times overhand with a 40-pound sledgehammer, just swinging at full bore, wham! And I actually got it pretty much close. It looks like it's starting to move its way back again. Might be time to retire this one, possibly. We'll see. Ah, there I go again. You donkey. talking and not concentrating on what you're doing. Yeah, you will bend the ears in. Perfect. 19mm socket. Oh, no air. I can see it stretching. Oh boy. Okay, looking good. Looks good for my house. Now, to do the ball joint. This ball joint's still good. That's crazy. 13 years, gotta be. We do about 12,000 a year. Yeah, well over 100,000 miles. Yeah, we'll see if this works. I don't know if it's gonna. Yeah. Bingo. Guess it was time for a greasing on that one. It's all caked in there. That'll work. Okay. Oh, I got an idea. No, still ain't gonna work. Even with my plate, it's not gonna make it. It's too big. What was the solution to this debacle? How the hell did I get the other one? Oh, I didn't do the other one. That's right, because I already done it last year. This is the first time doing this in over a year. Hence my confusion. All right, got an idea. Bingo. Yeah, that worked. Sweet. All right, we're not gonna put the new one in that way. That's for sure. Hopefully we won't have to. I don't have any idea how I did that back in 2015. I mean 2005, because I didn't have a ball joint press then. Didn't have any of these. Like, it was just brute force. Got a severe beating. Can't tell anymore. I don't know. I came up with something. 30 years of crap off here. And this is the lower. Forget your rubbers. That little guy, you want to face inboard. So that way don't get grease all over your rotor. It even says mount inboard on the outside. And we got the ball joint. Nice little spiral grooves for the grease. Moog problem solver, 38, whatever that is. Does that mean it'll handle 38 tons? Hope so. The way I drive, it better. And you got the castle nut, grease fitting, cotter pin. And directions. How to install the ball joint. Let's see what these have to say. Look like they've been in there for a while. November 1993. I remember that. I was not in the frame of mind to be doing this, that's for sure. So, control arm, seals, cotter pin. Stud may break, cause the vehicle to lose control. Yeah, that's if you ever have any shiny spots on the stud there. That means it's loose in the taper. As you can see from how much effort I had to put in getting that thing to separate, I don't have that problem, that's for sure. But if the stud is ever loose in the taper, it will break. I guarantee you that. It's not much I can guarantee in this life, but that I can. What's a torque? Just curious. Tight. Looks to be, it's written in the wrong language. Yeah. 18mm threads. 100 to 120 foot-pounds. 3/4 inch thread. I don't think you get a torque wrench in there anyway, so I'm not that concerned. Vehicles with aluminum knuckle, 50 foot-pounds. That must be the new guys. Alright. In the trash you go. Can't put it together by reading about it. Got an idea. Yeah, this doesn't have to press in that far. So, yeah, there we go. Put the big fella over it. We'll put this over there. Nope, can't do that. Hate making jigsaw puzzles. Hate looking for stuff too. It seems to be all I do out here. That thing wasn't even worn. Look at that. I think when that part recesses up inside, that indicates that it's worn out. Of course, I dropped it in the dirt. It's a good ball joint. It's not a Moog though. I think I bought that at Napa back in the day, 2005. Yeah, I think I got it at Napa. Pretty damn good. Hope these Moogs are every bit as good, if not better. I think the next time this needs to be done, I might be at the age where I'll be paying somebody else to do it. So hopefully I'm still able to do it. That would be a good thing. Jeez. If I could make money looking for stuff, I'd be a millionaire. I'd be flying one of them jets myself. My own jet. All right. In theory. Crooked. Yeah, exactly what I wanted to have. I'm getting paranoid about dirt getting in here. Where the hell's my boot? Ah, shit. Yeah, we're gonna blow this out. There's your little slit. Mount inboard. So that's what I'm gonna do. Mount it inboard. Oh man. Try to do it by hand. Doesn't always work. Why is everything in the friggin' way? Ugh. That didn't work at all. That worked. Okay, and there she will stay. Hopefully for the next 20 years or more, preferably more. Beautiful. Now we're on the front, the upper control arm. Oh, need some air. Oh boy. All right, let's try that again. There's no shims on this style. These are the camber adjustments. I saw that thing move back. And these have little inserts underneath. These are a pain in the ass. Shouldn't have put that in yet, I guess. This thing here, it just sits underneath. You see how it gets all bent up from trying to remove it. I'm gonna actually put a bead of weld on that, tighten that up like I did on the other side. Because that makes me a little nervous. Stuff ain't new, so don't need any trouble. Sucks. I should probably just remove the air box. The amount of time it's going to take me to take this out by hand. I got to lower the car down. We'll see. Okay, sweatshirt's coming off. Actually, I should have taken the air box off. Yeah, it was about time for those bushings, I think. Come on. Yeah, see, I didn't use the air tools on this one, so I didn't get as bent up. Now she's real bare. Well, luckily, these have been replaced before, as you can see, because from the factory they come riveted. So those are always fun to remove for the first time. These are just bolting out now. I already have a use for these. These will be in my snowblower on the impeller. I'm going to do that impeller modification there with the mud flaps. Get a little more throw out of it, so I'll be using these for that. Get some grease. Oop. Missed the trash can, went up on the wall somewhere. Give it a little flick. Not a whole lot of light over here, is it? We're gonna fix that. There she is. So go put those over by the snowblower so I can find them. Not bad for 13 years. Now we gotta pay attention. Washer is only on one side, which is kind of weird. Ground up pieces of rubber there. That's big nasty. So put that there. Which way do we want to go? We might want to go this way. Okay. Almost there. There she is. Is it two different? Yeah, there is two different sizes on here. At least it should be. Yep. Good. All right. So get this rod out of here. That's all that took. So press helped out. Sweet. Don't lose the washer. Probably wire wheel that down, get that shined up. Same with this. Get rid of a couple nicks I put in there. Not too bad actually. Wire wheel will take care of those. Okay, now probably put a hammer end on this one. Just spent 20 minutes looking for this damn thing. It's sitting right here. Ugh, telling you. One of them days, looks like. Okay, can I get straight? Oh, I can get straight in here. Big Nask is getting defeated. Didn't even move it. Might have to go back to the press with this one. This might be the dumbest thing I ever attempted. Huh? 2 pieces of threaded carriage bolt with a nut holding them together. They're already bent because I did something with them before. Yeah, that worked friggin' well. Beautiful. Eureka, I've got it. It used to be a tire iron. I heated it up, straightened it out, cut the end off. Did this a while back. This might have made an appearance in another video that I can't remember. I'm gonna give this a shot. Hopefully we're long enough. Oh, just made it. We'll see what this does. It's definitely strong enough to handle this. Yep. At least not as quick. Beauteous. Hey, look at that, one piece. It's kind of impressive for 33 years, I'll tell you. You know, it's definitely a little mushy in some places and hard as a rock in others. Interesting. 8616. Those are the uppers. Only got 2 left. Almost done. So, here's the old ones. 2 different sizes, so you gotta make sure you get the right one. That's definitely not the right one. Or is it? No, that is the right one. Yep, the little guy goes there. Then you gotta remember to put that shaft in there before you go hogging these in. That'll make for a bad day. Yeah, we're gonna have to file that one down. I think I used this last time. Yep, fits perfectly. Old bearing race from the Marquis from before. Piece of a trailer hitch install kit I had. Get the press on there like this. I think I need this smaller. It's like building a jigsaw puzzle. Oh man, gonna have 15 hands to get this going. Let's see if I can balance this. got a good shape to it. So is that the way it was supposed to be shaped? I think this kind of lost that figure. Wow, look at the size difference. Same bushing, the rubber like increased in size tenfold. Nice. Okay, now before we put the other one in, wash. Oh yeah, I'm gonna wire wheel it. Got her all cleaned up. Touched up that a little bit. Nice and smooth. So that's good. Still got my arrow there for the washer that we will not forget to put on. I guess it's toothy on both sides, so it doesn't really matter which way it goes. Keep it from spinning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little never sneeze on here in case I ever have to do this again. Maybe somebody 50 years from now will be watching this and they'll be thanking me. Okay, washer this side. It tells me this was facing this way. Feed that through, bingo. Right about there. And now we're gonna have to come up with a way to do this. How did I do this last time? I'm just gonna bring this back to the press and give this a squeeze. One of these things just doesn't belong here. And we're back. And this one's pretty rough. Might want to wire wheel that one. Ta-da! A little better. I'll spray that with LPS3 before we tighten it down. These things will bend just like the lowers, where you don't, the lowers have the double walled setup. This one, it'll pinch this way. So I bring the air hammer in there and just give it a whack right here and boom, it'll pop right back. You just don't want to go squeezing it too far before you get to that stage. Well, that one's still in good shape. We're going to leave that alone. Just don't want anything keeping it from sitting 100% flush, You can see where I was beating on this back in the day. Boy, good chunk out of it back then. Didn't have the tools I have now. I had no air chisels or anything. Did it all by hand. Hammer. I think I had air tools then, but nothing more than an impact. That was about it. Here's a brandy new ball joint. This boot can only go one way. As you can see, it's got a metal plate attached to it. So that way is it. It's the only way it can go. So they got grease reliefs in all different directions there. Here's the hardware. See what the date on these ones is. Oh, that's a big one. Let's see. February 1989. Back in the day. I didn't even have my driver's license yet. I was a young man. I was a punk in those days. I'll tell you that. You guys might not have liked me as much. You might not like me now. You liked me even less back then. Okay. In you go. Should have some nuts and bolts and goodies in here. I had them backwards. Supposed to feed them through this way. There's plenty of clearance there to put it in the way I had it, but might as well do it the right way. Lock washer, a nut, repeat. Okay, got the right tools here. 11mm fits pretty good, even though the hash marks say they're American bolts, grade 8, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 6 hash marks equals grade 8. These things are pretty small, so you don't want to go too crazy with them. On that first ball joint I did back in 05, I don't remember. Well, maybe it wasn't the Marquis. Might have been another vehicle of mine. It might have been my truck, I think it was. I had a 94 K1500 back when I first moved in here. That thing had 266,000 miles on it when I sold it. It was a good truck. I always say GMT 400, one of the best trucks Chevy ever built. But anyways, I went and hardened on it with the air ratchet. Just this little guy. Ingersoll ran, but it packs a punch. Snapped the sucker right off instantly. Snap. It's about that quick. Figured they were grade 8, so they're going to be strong. They are stronger than normal size bolts this size, but they still have a limit, as I found. It's brand new grease fitting. These are usually 7 or 8 millimeter. Try an 8. Yeah, 8 seems to work on that one. And the same deal with these. You can break these off inside. That'll ruin your day. They don't have to be cranked in there. Just enough to keep them from popping out when you grease them. Or leaking. Still cutting threads. That's about as far as I feel comfortable with going. So now we got the upper control arm bolts here with these chintzy little metal plates they put on there. I'm going to go ahead and wire wheel these down. I'm going to run a bead across each one and kind of lock them in place so they can't have a bust off of here. That would be a bad day, especially if the alignment guy's doing it. I don't want to get charged labor for fixing this, so bust out the welder. All right, got those cleaned up. Got my finger in the process too. No blood, so it's all good. Just made a little clean. I'll leave them just like this. Clamp the ground right here and stop frying on this part. Corrosion's got a weird pattern on that one. Yeah, that's plenty. Whew. We're on fire. Alright, got them all welded up and painted all pretty so they don't rust. While those are drying, we'll go ahead and get this installed. AC Delco, putting GM parts in a Ford. Got a nice brandy new steering box. Yep, all kinds of warnings and everything else. Important, gotta flush it. This product meets General Motors requirements for service parts. It was remanufactured for General Motors from previously used parts. General Motors. Wouldn't that be something if they sent me the wrong one? Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna blow out some crap in here, get these lines off, and get the drain pan under here. Oh, got my new ring, fell off already. And put that on later. Try this. 9/16's too small. 5/8. 5/8 it is. Oh boy. I hear UPS. This guy's coming later and later every day. This is so much easier not having to wait. Feels like it's on the last thread and it won't turn. Get that one out. She's a leaker. Holy crap. That thing's stiff. Crack the reservoir here. Let some air in there. This hose is brand new. Well, 2016 or 15, I think I put this hose in. It's already leaking. 21st century pots for you. It's not dripping, but it's weeping. Unless that's some kind of new rust-proofing feature of modern pots. They immediately leak. Keep them from rusting. Well, I guess that's gonna have to stay there. Let's see what I got here. Okay. Whoa, that thing broke. Something broke. I got a new rag joint for this thing too. Okay. Got it. These friggin' 3-inch extensions, man, they disappear every friggin' time. I would imagine I gotta take this all the way out. Maybe. Oh boy. If it was a modern car, I would have just ruined the clock spring. Thank God it isn't a modern car. I probably wouldn't be doing this. I'd be sending it to the scrap heap. I swear I've had this off before for some reason. Oh yeah, I think I had to pull this. Did I have to? No, I couldn't have. No, that's a Chevy. Chevy S10s, you have to pull the steering box to do the pitman on. The only way you can do it. But I don't see any reason why I would have had to pull it on this. Alright, back on this thing. Gotta get this steering column to collapse up this way. Okay. I'm telling you. Well, I'm having no luck getting that off. So I think what I'm going to do is just unbolt this stupid thing. Try to get it down without doing it that way. If I can get this friggin' thing out of here. Sway bars on the way. Nothing's ever simple. Okay, put my arms out of the way. Down she comes. Alrighty. 32 years, 33 years. Am I going to be able to change this rag joint here? I don't know if I should be hammering on this thing. Try to collapse that. It should push all the way up there by hand. It's rusted, so it's not gonna. So that's riveted there. How the hell does that attach? I have another rag joint, but this one's actually not that bad a condition. It is a little mushy though. It's not dry rotted. Alright, so it's a new rag joint. Looks like it'll work. It looks identical to the old one. I didn't think it was. I bought this thing like 5 years ago. Maybe even more. Box is all falling apart. I don't even remember where I got it. It says coupler 204. It's got some good info here though. Flange nuts 11 foot-pounds, 5/8 socket to tap coupler into place. Tighten pinch bolt to 32 foot-pounds. 32 foot-pounds, did I read that right? Wow, that's pretty heavy. Well, so I should grind those off. You guys can't see shit. Crap. Can't see crap. I'm gonna grind those off and maybe give them a little whack with Little Nasty and knock them out of there. Still trying to figure out. I'm not seeing how this goes together. Okay, yeah, this stays. Got it. Got it. All right, I was a little confused there. Whoa, watch it. Beautiful. Whoa. Ejection. Oh, you got it out of there. I didn't even see it come out. Come on. Come on. There she goes. Bingo. OE Ford. It's pretty mushy. The new one is stiff, real stiff. It's like a urethane or something. Still not bad for 32 years. Boy, mushy. That'll help tighten up the steering a lot. Yeah, I couldn't make heads or tails. I thought this was part of the rag joint. I was like, how the hell am I gonna get that off? But you don't. That's what it looks like. And I nicked it up pretty good. Wasn't paying attention. I couldn't see. That won't hurt nothing. Just go right in there. I don't even know where I bought this. It was so long ago. Like 2013 maybe. Maybe even before that. It might have even been 12 or 11. You can tell this has been on the radar for a while. That's right around the time the steering started to change on this thing. When we first got the car, it was only, what, 19, 18 years old. 2003. 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 17 years old. So it's a lot newer than it is now. 8.8. Good to see that. All right. So we got to tighten these down to something. 11 foot-pounds. Ain't a whole lot. These are nylon lock nuts. They're not going to come loose. At least they shouldn't. 11 foot-pounds isn't a whole lot. So that from Erico. Hope he doesn't mind. All right. Now I got to try to feed this in here somehow, some way. I got to make sure the steering wheel's straight. So I got to get up in the ladder and turn the wheel here. All right, here she is. Brand new portant. All right. I just peeled this off the end here. Ruined my paint with a stupid sticker. How am I supposed to read this? Wrinkle the crap out of it. I can't straighten it. Something port threads are in good condition upon remanufacturing. All fittings and adapter torques are not to exceed 20 foot-pounds or the OEM specs. Some fittings are designed to allow the line to swivel even after torquing. No warranty credit will be issued on units returned with stripped fittings threads. Okay. We're not going to strip them. Little sticker here. Please read the instructions. We'll do that. I got a couple O-rings in here. Leave those in the bag if I can. Installation instructions. Integral steering gearbox. Proper service and repair procedures are important for safe, reliable installation. Qualified tech. Wow, well, that just ruins the whole thing. Where am I going to find a qualified tech? Airbag. No, we don't have that. Flush power and steering system. We got to do that. Move gearbox. Install gearbox. Remove O-rings from return of pressure fittings. Yeah, I was wondering about that. That must be what those are for. Okay. It's written in French. Okay. Flushing. Turn off the engine. Return hose. Remove the return hose. Plug the reservoir return hose inlet. So there's no, these are old school flare power steering lines, so there's no O-rings needed. So we'll put those in the parts bin. We'll use them for something. Ah, what the frig, man. Okay, that is that. In our new home. Wondering if there's a way that I can flush this power steering unit without hooking it up to the steering box. Should have done that before I disconnected everything. Started going hog wild on the front end. It's probably gonna make a mess if I fire it up with fluid, and it's just gonna piss out of the big hose, I would imagine. Be a squirt fest. This thing's gonna handle like a race car now. That's friggin' beautiful. Took an inch of threads off the end of it. Unbelievable. Stupid thing was too far forward. It got into the splines. Frig. That's friggin' great. Now I gotta find a bolt like that. Holy crap. Had a fuel delivery. I got some work to do here. Yeah, no heating today. It's nice outside for once. I tell you, a waste oil burner is a lot like burning wood. The fuel might be free, but it's really not free when you add it all up. It's a lot of work, a lot of time. I need to be getting back on this thing. Oh, that sucked. And I go to the hardware store, got a bolt that looks like it's gonna corrode to nothing in no time. It's just fantastic. There's no plating on it, zinc coating or anything on here. I got it loaded up with anti-seize. Hopefully it doesn't back out. It's a little bit longer, but it doesn't look like it's gonna interfere with anything. Got this stupid thing straightened out. The problem was I didn't notice. I should have, because it's up over my head, I should have just looked up in here and saw that it wasn't lined up with the groove in the splines that locks it in place. You know, there's a little horseshoe groove in there, and this bolt sits in the groove so the shaft can't pull out. That old one, I ended up drilling it right in. Remember I was saying, should have known. It was getting hard to turn. I should have stopped trying to get this stupid thing done. That's what I got. Stripped the threads off the end, and here we are. 5 days later, got nothing done. Tire machine broke. My balancer, actually. My cell phone died. It's been an interesting week, I'll tell you. It's amazing how everything blends into everything. And you got 1,500 tools in a little car. It's hard not to get aggravated. Stuff goes wrong one after the other. Behind on videos too because my computer's screwed up. Apple iMac I spent a lot of money on. It's getting to that age. It's a grade 10.9 bolt. It's pretty strong, but I still don't want to hog down on it too much. That's about as far as I want to go with that. Okay, now I think I want to save the power steering to the end because I got to flush this out. It's got old fluid in there. Had I thought this through a little better, I would have done that with the old box in place, fired it up, disconnected the return line, plugged it off, and just kept dumping fluid in there. But we did not think this one through very good. What else is new? Do that. I probably want to put that bolt back in there. Get that lower control arm back on. The jigsaw puzzle. Too much thinking. It's the stuff that aggravates the shit out of me. Get hung up on this little stupid ass. Bent my fingernail backwards. There we go. 19. That's the outer. 10. I think it was the last time I got an alignment on this. I got home and one of these was loose. Completely loose. It wasn't even tight at all. Alright, which way we gotta go? Yeah. Oh no, I got that backwards. Now this is the outer ES3495 and the inner is 3494. Grand Marquis. This makes it easier for me to think. That's it. That is not it. Put the hardware in, dummy. Are you serious? Trapped inside the castle nut of all places. Stupid grease fitting together. Okay. Now we're getting it together. Nothing worse than breaking a grease fitting off inside a new component. Talk about ruining your day. Okay. I can't remember what one's what. I guess we'll figure that out. Alright. Just gonna throw a little grease on this so it stays put. Spring insulator. Sits right up in there. There she sits. Right up in the hole. Forget to put the nylon piece on the front control arm. I'm hoping I can get this to stay in here while I retrieve the bolts. No, it's not gonna happen. The other side was a lot tighter. I'm just gonna throw some grease on these bolts. Which one was I? Just wire wheeled this one. Had a little bit of corrosion on there. You see all the little pits. Some bad pits right there. But not bad enough to junk it yet. Got another 30 years left in it. Can't tighten these until it's on the ground, although I did tighten that side. It's kind of a pain in the ass, and I hate to get the weight of the car off the front lift post there because it's not very good for the lift to have an unbalanced load like that. I don't see any other way of doing this. I'm gonna have to lower this down on jack stands and get the full weight of the front end on the car. Then I can tighten this, and the upper two end bolts there. Same on that side. And the sway bar end links. I'm gonna run these down a little bit snugger because we're gonna have some serious tension on there. And a bolt flying out of there would be a real bad thing. My survival would be questionable on that one. Especially if you took it right to the face. Flip-flopping around like a Massachusetts Democrat. But anyways, what I want to do is, before we go messing with the spring, I want to have the upper control arm already bolted in. So that way, when I get this spring loaded up, throw that steering knuckle back on there so we don't have to worry about the tension just sitting there, you know. It'll be captured and safe and everything will be good. But that means I'm gonna have to handle this steering situation first. It kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do? Get this thing out of the way. Not a good habit to get into, laying your tools in an engine compartment so they disappear. Yet I still keep doing it. Okay, I can see the power steering. Maybe you guys can't. Oh, it looks like it's bone dry anyways. That's a good thing. I'll just dump some fluid in there, let it drip. The old Napper power steering fluid. Not a sponsor here either. Alright, so what I got going now, threw some power steering fluid in there. I got a bar on the engine. I'm just turning the engine over by hand. That's enough to make this thing squirt. If I can get it in a position where it's not going to make a mess. Yeah, there we go. That'll work right there. Beautifully. It doesn't take much speed to get that pump working. Be a little easier if I took the belt off and just spun it by hand. How's that looking? Looking pretty clear. I need the exercise anyway. We'll keep at it. So I lost the clip. What else is new? Small parts always disappears. Here's what I show you guys. Here's a spring compressor. I'll just use one half of this. Just want to show you how much space you got in here. Yeah, right? Not happening. There's no way you're gonna get in there. That's the finished product right there. It don't give you a whole lot of room. Okay, gaining up somehow, some way. So these are the two bolts that go down in here. These little guys, you can see I welded that nut in. It was just kind of staked in place, so it had a lot of slop in it. You know full well the alignment guy is going to hammer this thing with an impact, probably break it, strip it out. I had it all bent up. I straightened it a little bit, painted it after I welded it. So this little guy's got to go under here. So you got to kind of hold it, put the bolt in. Same on the other side. This is real fun because you can't get your hand in here. You got to come around the back, full reach around. Can't even see from where I'm standing. My patience is wearing thin today. I can't even get it. It's like balancing on the end of my screwdriver. I'm gonna lose my mind. One of Ford's better designs, that's for sure. They could have tack welded a nut in there, but then I suppose get some rookie alignment guy in there that throws his 3/4 drive gun at 175 psi and torques it to 847 foot-pounds, pulls the threads out of it, and you're kind of screwed. Alright, what in the frig is happening here? Where the hell is my stupid ratchet? Oh, still on the crankshaft. Good spot for it. That would have been nice, cranking the engine over and having this on there. That was a rookie move there. What the hell is going on here? It's a 22, not a 24, you dummy. I still got the wrong socket. Are you freaking kidding me? It's a 21. God almighty. Yeah, there you go, dummy. Boy, it's a wonder I even got that thing on there without rounding the thing right off. Good thing it's a 10.9. I knew I was forgetting something. I forgot to put this stupid thing back on the steering column there. I gotta clean this up, scraping all the heavy stuff off. I thought this was neat. Where did I see it? Oh, right here. A couple date codes, 78, 79. Ford been using this part for quite a while. Yeah, it's going back in the day. Keep scraping away and try to get this in here. Now they put the control arm on. It's going to be twice as hard, of course. Not bad for 33-year-old plastic parts. One casualty. That broke off. I think I recorded that when I was taking it off. Twang. What are you going to do? 1 out of 4. That ain't bad. I'll take it. Yeah, this one says 79, 78 too. Hey, it's got Ford part numbers. This is the top one. Delta 9 Alpha Charlie 3 Fox 540 Alpha Alpha. Bottom one looks to be the same number except it's Bravo Alpha for the, what do you call that? The suffix, the end, in case anybody wants to know. Might be useful for somebody. Top. Thunderstorms in November. What is happening? Thanksgiving Day is tomorrow. It's pouring rain. We got thunder and lightning. Gotta love it. So, I ran these 2 bolts down. I got the upper control arm. You can see off camera here. Well, you can't see off camera, but we got that taken care of. Now it's time to party. Springtime. Don't I wish. This kind of spring. Not the fun kind. So, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. So, right about where I got my hand is where I gotta compress this thing. Where my fingers are. So I'm gonna put a tie-down strap around this thing and compress it. Give it a little arc, because as you can see, this is not gonna go in this way. It's a pain in the hoo-ha. Put it nicely. Big lip right here that you can't get over. Probably the worst, hardest job you can do on this car is right here. Talking about it ain't gonna get it done, so let's do it. So here's the plan, man. So we got the spring compressors. I'm gonna put one here, put the other one right over here, right on close to each other. Hog them down. Then we're just gonna snug it down with this, so that way we're not killing ourselves trying to ratchet this thing down with that tiny little leverage there. Flimsy, I should say. That thing will bend like a pretzel. Okay, bingo. See, I got a little bit of an arch to the spring now. So hopefully we'll get this thing in here now. See that lip right here? That's what you end up fighting with these. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Get it started like this. If I can. See, last time I put the strap on after I'd already had the thing in. I better go look at the other side before I get myself in a pinch here. Looks to be enough room to get that out. Not much. Just enough. So, boy, I tell you, this is a pain in the ass. The hard part right there, just having this arched made that slide right in. So now all I gotta do is get some weight on this thing, push it up. Now I got the lift just teetering. I gotta lower the lift down on this thing, which sucks. Okay, looking good. I hate to get my face up near this stupid thing in case it's not seated. Okay, looks good. Okay, oh boy, it's gonna be tough trying to get that out of there. I'm gonna see if I can get this thing on here. I don't think I can, but I gotta clean it. Yeah, clean it before you get to this stage. That would be a wise thing. Okay, lights, camera, action. Here we go. Oh, we got a long ways to go, buddy. This kind of sucks because I can't see from over there where the lift controls are. I guess I'll aim. See how good my aim is. We're in a danger zone now, buddy. That really sucks. I can actually take this out of here now. That friggin' jack stand is teetering right on the friggin' edge. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now it can't kill me. But now I gotta keep the tension on it so I can. And I can't get my fingers in here because my knuckles are too fat. Oh, I have to get some needle nose. No clue where my straight needle nose ended up. Worst case, we just leave the stupid thing there. No, I'm not gonna do that. That'll make some annoying rattles, I'm sure. What I gotta do is try to get this twisted enough so I can release it. Then I'll be golden. Oh, I might just have it there. There you go. You little piece of garbage. Look how stupid long this thing is. I'm stepping on it. Ah, love it when a plan comes together. Should probably shut up until I get this thing out of here. Got it. Yeah. Oh boy. All right, we got one out. I don't know what you can see besides the back of my head there. Ah, look at that. Sweet. Success. Make sure these nuts are all the way as tight as I can get them. Probably should have took note of where that hole is. I can see it goes this way. Perfect. Right into the knuckle. Maybe I should turn that. Makes it hard to get the cotter pin in and bent down, you know. I should have looked at that before we get to this stage. There's a lot of things I should have done. Ah, crap. Nope. Just gotta screw up the threads like you just did. Ah, crap. This thing's been on a lift since Halloween. It's the day before Thanksgiving. Everything that could have went wrong did go wrong. Then I had to try to earn a living on the ground over here. Without my lift, which sucked. Okay. So now we can safely raise this up, get this jack stand out of here. I'm feeling a lot better about life all of a sudden. Moog problem solver. Everything that got in this car is Moog. Every single part that I just changed. All the bushings, all the bump stops, ball joints, tie rod ends, all Moog. Moog. I haven't done that in a long time. That makes for some swearing. Let me tell you. Oh no. Oh, right on the floor, so I can step in it. A piece of toilet paper. Just make sure there's no crap on the end of those grease fittings. Nothing like doing a job like this twice, let me tell you. That's a ball. Not that that's ever happened. Yeah, I don't want to go any more than that. That's puffy enough. Thirsty one. Oh, we got stuff oozing out, so I'm gonna stop there. I could probably go a couple more on that one. A little too crazy. I'll leave it there. Okay, we got grease in those. We gotta put the tie rod end in. That was for the old one. Shit. This sucks, because I can't see where I need to be. Just gonna try to pry on the wheel over here. Get the steering to move. Well, if that did it. This is gonna be a huge pain in the ass. I think I actually need to go. Yeah, I need to keep going that way. All right, a little bit of a battle there, but I got it. More importantly, I found the nut. I should probably find out how many duggas this little thingy requires. Oh, good job. Oh man, once it got lined up, it shot right up. The one thing I don't like is I got the steering wheel dead nut straight in the car. This thing is turned way to the right, so hope I got some wiggle room there. This is a 34 millimeter. It feels like it's probably closer to a 33. Let me look up a torque spec on that thing. Boy, what a pain in the ass that was. My Autel sucks. It's got an Android operating system. I don't know if it's the Android operating system or if it's my Wi-Fi. It is slower than dirt. I ended up having to go into the house, 175 foot-pounds, that's what we're getting at. Hope I get this thing set right. I'm gonna say that's good enough, man. That's freaking tight. Whew. It's not coming off, that's for sure. Alrighty. Making our way. Alright, I've had about enough for one day. I'm going to get some supper and some sleep. Just in case you're wondering what that noise was. Left off at the Pitman. I'm gonna put this tie rod back in. She gets away from me sometimes. I manage to lose every single copper I have. Yeah. Wrong way, dummy. Yeah, you guys are right in the way. Wish I had noticed that before I put it in. Anything that could go wrong with this job has gone wrong. So. Going anywhere. That's it. 700535. It's a sway bar end link kit. I don't know what they are. Urethane, I guess. They're pretty solid. This one's been kicking around a while. It's a little yellow. That's the trade-off. You get bargains at Rock Auto. A lot of the stuff's been sitting on a shelf for 10, 20 years. This hasn't been sitting that long. Sometimes, like the lower control arm bushings is a good example. They were all rusted. Those were definitely kicking around 20 years, maybe more. So I'm just setting this up. Got a washer. Should have 3 washers because the last one, the nut is a washer, which is great. So they didn't have these in the old days. You just had a nut and you had to compress everything down to try to get the thread started. This is great with the big long shaft there. You can get right in, get the thread started. It's a lot quicker, easier, and they got a set system for tightening these down, which is pretty neat too. That's why I like these ones. Oops, sure. It's a relatively new design. I started seeing these probably 5 years ago or so, maybe less. But with the vehicle suspension at curb height, so you gotta have the weight of the car on there always. Tighten the barrel nut till the bolt threads are flush with the end, and you can't turn it with your 2 fingers. And then get a wrench on there, turn it 2 more complete turns, and there should be 2 to 3 threads exposed above the nut. So that's how that goes. So you got that goes like that over the control arm. You put that on there, then same thing on the top on the around the sway bar, and then the nut goes in. Pretty easy. This GoPro camera, I love to hate it. It's a pretty slick design right there. So you're able to capture the threads no matter where you're at, you know. Pretty nice. So I'm not going to tighten these down due to the reasons I just stated in the directions. Get them as snug as I can here. Flush with the top, but we'll deal with that afterwards. It's got one of those clips on the back there. I'm going to try to pry that off. Won't be able to see much, I don't think. Try not to take it to the eye, that's the objective. Yeah, 2005, I put these lines on, these hoses. Not in bad shape, actually. I probably could have got away with running them, but you know, they say you're supposed to change them every 5 years. Well above and beyond that. You think they'd engineer it so the clip would be on the front, or at least like the GM style that you can hold can actually get to. This is kind of stupid. It's like a horseshoe-shaped clip. It just spins around as you try to dig it off. There we go, I got it. There we go. That's that. Yeah, I got some cracks in there, I guess. Not very many for considering how old it is. Seen a lot worse, that's for sure. And I've driven on a lot worse back in the old days. I've had plenty of these pop on me. And it's always when you're slamming the brakes on. So it makes for an exciting trip. That's why you should probably just replace them after a few years. Not 14. Brake hose. I gotta reuse this because they didn't even, cheap bastards didn't even include it in the kit. Isn't that nice of them? Should probably make sure I got the right side for sure. Every manufacturer's got to cut corners today, I tell you. Ah, come on, man. Are you serious? Okay, those are two. We got a wide. Okay, there's the wide one. Wide one's here, skinny one's there. There's two little notches. You give them a turn. One way or the other, or you don't. I guess we'll just give this a squeeze. If I can find my pliers. You guys can't see crap. Just giving these a squeeze somehow. Oh, you God. It's a friggin' pain in the ass. It's a stupid clip. The other side has a normal one. I thought it was a GM thing, but nope. For whatever reason. Probably the old lines came with these. That ain't going anywhere now. You can see what I did. Just pinch that thing down. That's it. Nothing fancy. Try to get this back in and get it all tweaked up. What the frig is happening? Not 3/8, 7/16. Fitting was all shoved back and hung. So all I got to do here is bolt this back on to the caliper. You see, you got a little lip right here. And that goes onto the caliper like that. When you bolt it down, it's gonna sit right about there. And these things you can move, but I like to leave them where they're at. That's a pretty good spot for them. You can spread them out, you can move them around, but that seems to be. I might want to move a couple of them down maybe, but anyways, comes with new crush washers, at least. Surprising it comes with that. But that's the left side hose, and the right side hose is right there. So we got a blizzard coming. I gotta get moving on this thing. I gotta finish it. Face melter is melting away over there. Spent all morning getting that going, trying to figure out where all the smoke was coming from. I guess I had the brake rotor in there a little too close to the door, so I just shoved it back, and that fixed that. So oh man, crazy. So now I gotta get this thing out of here. I gotta get snow tires on my truck, snow tires on my wife's car. Then I gotta get a customer in here for snow tires. Jeez. And then I got snow blowers to fix and all kinds of other stuff. So I gotta keep moving. I think I covered everything. Well, you guys won't see the fender. I just don't have time to film it. So remember we broke the speed nut there. I'm gonna have to put a speed nut in there, and probably here too. Get that all bolted back down. That's about it. And then once I get this thing on the ground, I gotta tighten this, and then of course both sides of the control arms here. Tighten that up, and of course the sway bar. I just gotta remember to do that. And we remembered I got the cotter pins in the ball joints and in the tie rod ends, and pitman arm is torqued to spec, steering box is tight, all these lines are tight, and I lost the clip of the damn thing. That makes me mad. But anyways, sorry it wasn't a complete video, but I am out of time. I gotta get moving. So with that, we'll see you on the next one.